All right, folks, here we go. We're going to look at the third DBQ. Uh, okay. All right. Turn on my timer there. Okay. So we're looking at the third DBQ. This one is a bear. Yes, I knew this one was hard when I did it. It actually was, turn this off here. It actually was a modified version of one that was given on an actual AP exam and blew everybody out of the water. So if you didn't do too well on it, you and like the entire country like 5 years ago. Anywho, so let's talk about this one and see what we've got. All right. Okay. Standard one. Once again, we've got our thesis. You got your broader historical context relevant to the prompt, and that's a big important one for this particular one. If you had this marked on your timeline, you would have totally caught this. We'll see if you got that or not. Support an argument using 4 documents. There's 5 documents, usually 2 additional pieces of specific historical evidence. Beyond that, found in the documents relevant to an argument about the prompt. Okay. For at least 2 documents, POV, purpose, situation, and or audience. This is a doable one. I'll talk about that in a second. Of course, you have your bonus point. So the question is, also, bye to me. Bye. All right. Analyze connections between regional issues and European struggles for global power in the mid-18th century. All right. So historical background. What do we got? There's a map. Okay. So it talks about the various places that are mentioned in the document. So there's Bengal down here in India. In Central Europe, we have Prussia and Saxony and Austria, and it talks about the Great Lakes and up here in North America. So it talks about various places, and you can see it's talking about a global issue. Okay. So let's look at our documents. Document 1, Robert Clive, British East India Company officer, reported to the company after defeating the ruler of Bengal at Plassey in 1757. Kissinek, Nipissing chief, speech to the Indian nations, convened by French General Montcalm in Quebec in 1757. Maria Theresa, letter to the wife of the future ruler of Saxony in 1761. Pontiac, Frederick the Great of Prussia, who was foreign minister in 1762, and Pontiac, chief of the Ottawa, talking to a gathering of the Ottawa, Huron, and Potawatomi Indians after the defeat of the French by the British in 1761. Okay, what do they all have in common with them? Let's think about the historical situation. They're all between 1757 and 1761. What's going on then? Why, that would be the 7 Years' War, which pits the British and a cast of their allies, including Prussia, against the French and a cast of their allies, including Austria, the Nawab of Bengal, the Abenaki Confederacy of Native Americans, which Pontiac happened to include. What's the big historical context? Well, you got the First World War, really. That's the background to it right there. That's what's going on. So you're looking at this big global struggle that pits the English and a cast of their allies against the French and a cast of their allies for global strength. And this is what really gives the English the first among many ranking that they have throughout the rest of the 18th and into the 19th century. So that's the global thing. And how do these regional struggles play into it? Well, that's what we're going to talk about when we address each one of these little documents. So that being said, let's look at the first document. Okay, so you have Clive, and he's talking about Mir Jafar and the substance of the settlement of Mir Jafar, and he is a Bengali general who defected to the British during the Battle of Plassey. He literally went from the side of the Nawab of Bengal and said, yeah, never mind, and changed sides. And as a result, he became what's known as the first dependent Nawab of Bengal, the Viceroy of Bengal for the English. Basically, he ran the show for the British East India Company. So, what do you have there? Well, it's going to have to end this video in just a sec because we are coming into an ending. So we will end it and let's see here. Still